Hello everyone. Today we are going to see an overview on another solid principle known as open-close principle. So, open-close principle says that a class should be open for extension and closed for modification. Also note that this principle is a combination of both these statements. Firstly, let us see what these statements mean individually and then we will dive into what it means together. So, when we say a class is open for extension, it means that a class does not stick to a specific functionality. It is written and coded in a generic way so that it is open for extension. That is, a class should be capable enough to provide more functionality around the same area whenever more requirements come in future. Hope you understood what open for extension means. Now, when we say a class is closed for modification, it means that we don't need to modify or change a class. That is, we don't require a change to be done in the class currently or in the future. Now looking at these statements together, it means that a class should be able to provide more functionality rather than sticking to one functionality. It should be written in such a generic way that more functionalities can be added in future. The question that you'll be getting now is how to create a class that can provide more functionality without modifying it. Right. The answer to that is that we must be able to write more code to provide more functionality, and that more code will work seamlessly with already existing code or with classes so that the new functionality is addressed with. In other words, for an example, if there are these requirements and we are writing a code, ideally we should be writing the code with JUnit. The purpose of JUnit is to test the code we have written. And we should write the code in such a way that it is generic enough to provide more functionalities without touching the already existing code, rather adding more code and more JUnit such that together this code should work seamlessly. This is what OCP means, and if we follow OCP, this is how things should be. Because whenever we write a code, we shouldn't go back and edit it in future when more requirements come in. Doing so will make the code unstable and very unreliable. And thus, following OCP, we will never be required to change an already existing code. Now, I would like to take a real-world example of OCP. Let's take example of Eclipse. We have seen that we use Eclipse IDE in our day-to-day development, and we can install various plugins in Eclipse. So, if there is a plugin, for example, Smart Save, and if we install it into Eclipse, it will provide added functionality to save the files after editing has been done on regular intervals. So after the plugin is installed in Eclipse, Eclipse will provide added capability. Now in this overall flow, if we observe, Eclipse was a program on our computer and then a plugin came with more code. It did not modify the existing code, rather added more code into Eclipse, which added this new functionality seamlessly. This is a wonderful example of OCP in real life. Hope that I have given a brief overview and made you understand what OCP is. Thank you.